So I just wanted to show you my laying flock here. I have a total of 12 birds. There would have been 14, but I think one of them about a month ago got egg bound and I didn't notice it, and the next thing I know, really good laying 1-year-old production red was dead under the coop. I had 2 of these baby buff Orpingtons as well, and I saw my cat gnawing on one of them. Not really sure why. She'd been sitting in there for the last week just playing with them and having fun, and all of a sudden now she's gnawing on one and it was dead. So I went from 14 to 12. And then this guy right here, this is a cuckoo Moran. Turns out he's a rooster. So I was supposed to have 14 laying hens. Now I have 11 and dinner in a couple of months. But so this fence here, it's just like I do all my other fencing. You got 5-inch, 8-foot tall wooden posts for the corners and then for the gate. And then about every 8 to 10 feet I put that's a 7-foot tall T-post pounded into the ground. And this is 6-foot welded wire that I stretch as best as I can. You can see it's a little bit loose down there, but it works. It holds up. It keeps the big things out. And this is just a small little house right here. But so what I did is I took, just like I did in my berry patch too, I took some chicken wire, and it's 4-foot tall chicken wire, and I put it about 2.5 feet up, and then rather than dig it into the ground, I skirted it out about 1.5 feet, and then I put rocks, and then now I've covered it with wood chips as well to hold it down. But the idea there was animals aren't gonna dig from a distance, they'll dig straight down and go under a fence. At least that's the theory. So by skirting it out, you kind of prevent that and deter it. Again, 2 posts. I put 2 T-posts in there just because I didn't measure well enough. I just kind of eyeballed it, and so then I have 2 T-posts to kind of fill that gap. But simple little gate. Got some paracord to latch it. I just had an interesting thing happen just about 10 minutes ago. That baby buff Orpington, it's probably about 12 weeks old now, but that one right there. All of a sudden I hear this chicken version of a scream for help, and somehow, I don't know if she was getting attacked or what, but somehow she got in between there. You can see that little feather there sticking out. Her head and part of her chest were out in the yard, but her body was in here. And I had a zip tie there that I had to rip off. Meanwhile, the other ones are pecking at her head mercilessly. Those big nasty production reds. They lay well, but they are not nice to the other birds. Anyway, so I had to rip off some, or rip out the zip tie that was holding that chicken wire and try and free her. But what she did, instead of waiting for me to pick her up, is she ran that way. I had to grab her by the legs and get her out by pulling her upside down. She had a couple little knots on her head where she had been pecked and was bleeding a little bit, but she seems to be doing okay now. But one thing I've tried to do too, if you ever watch any of the videos for L2 Survive, he's the guy that goes and films a lot of Paul Gauchi's stuff from the Back to Eden documentary. Paul in his chicken coop has a fig tree, and he throws all of his yard waste in there, and it's a great composting job for the chickens. Well, I haven't gotten enough yard waste in here yet, but I decided I was going to plant some gooseberries, and this one did really well last year. Everything was thriving and green, and about 2 weeks ago the birds decided that they wanted to attack the gooseberry bush. My goal was to have it grow in there and maybe get a few fruits out of it, but just more food and shade, and then protection from them from hawks. You know, if it got big enough, they could go hide under the gooseberry. But I didn't protect it at all, and it wasn't the big chicks. They ignored it. It was these baby ones. These ones that I just got a couple months ago. They're the ones that decided to wreak havoc on it. And so I don't know if that gooseberry is going to make it. It looks like it's trying, but there was a second one in there. It didn't break dormancy last year, so I planted a new one this year, and they basically plucked it out of the ground and ate it. So anyways, this is my egg layers area. And then one other thing that I've done with this little coop area is I got a couple of elderberry plants that are basically nothing more than little starts, but on this side, and then they're hard to see because I haven't put the wood chips and everything down yet, but I have I think 6 over here as well. So I have 6 here, and I have 5 on this side. I have York and Nova, and I have 3 that I don't know what they are. I got them free on Craigslist. I don't know if you saw that, but this one is attacking my gooseberries. Good job. But part of the theory there is and on my berry patch, you'll see videos of, I put aronias around the outside of it. The idea is these are bushes that'll get really big, and they'll act as a secondary fence, or you know, a preliminary fence, I guess in this case. So if something wanted to come over and then try and hop the fence, say for example in the berry patch, you know, the deer wanted to get in there and eat all that down, they can clear a 6-foot fence if they stood next to it and leaped over it. But if I have something like aronia berries or even those sea berries, I can get to, you know, 6, 8, 10 feet and then bush out several feet. All of a sudden now they're jumping at not only height but distance, and they're not going to want to do that. So even though I'm not doing it on all of the sides here, it's just a little added layer of protection for this little chicken coop area, for anything that might want to get over there and try and eat them.